So the agency, the premise is that you're living the life of a lead agent. So it's either a elite globe-trotting spy or it's also a really gun-toting mercenary. So this particular role that Tramel's playing is a recon, so he's a sniper.
Wow, this has changed.
Yeah,
This changed a lot actually.
the last year
we saw.
the emphasis on the last year has been just fidelity across the board. So if you guys go hands-on, it's also going to feel a lot better than if you got to go hands-on last year.
Right.
The levels look a lot better, the characters look a lot better. Go ahead and go into cover.
Oh yeah, big difference, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, it's just a dramatic difference across the board.
Absolutely.
You guys just
Wow, that looks awesome.
decided to take your time and find it. Last year it looked good, but yeah, this is a big upgrade.
Yeah, and we want to make sure we're also competing against other shooters, obviously, and other shooters look damn good. So.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But the thing that we have going for us that other shooters don't is the core MMO background, right? Where you can log into the public space, you can go out and do missions by yourself against AI.
Wow.
You could go into PvP and do what Tramel's doing here and fight against other players. But there's also things that you could do, like I'm going to meet up with a couple of players and we're going to go out and do some co-op missions. These are actual story-driven missions, and then at the end of that, it's not just that we had a fun experience, because we did, because it's a fun shooting experience, but at the end of that, I get rewards. So Tramel's actually got several rewards equipped on this recon guy, so go ahead and fire off your reward. Back off and fire off.
It's like no one's even looking for him.
So this is one of those rewards. So what this allows him to do is actually see enemies through walls. So you can see all these guys coming in over here, and he's able to make use of that information. In other games, that's a cheat, right? But we basically embraced it, and more importantly, not only is Tramel getting that information, all the guys on his team are getting that information too.
Oh,
so
really?
Yeah, so the focus that we put on all the roles is not only that I'm a cool dude and I obviously want to play as that role and I can kick ass, but everybody else wants me on their team.
That
Right?
kind of helps with balance, because in other words, a sniper might be the only class you want to play, because look at those
Exactly. Like our assault class is another one of the roles. He has a shield, which is also quite powerful, that basically cancels out any shots that are coming in on it.
That was
right?
brutal.
The suppressor is our machine gunning class, which is much heavier, has a giant machine gun, but he's able to cancel out grenades that come in on a position. So obviously if you're a team advancing on a position, you want him there with you. Right? But as a player, not only do you choose one of those roles, over time you're eventually going to unlock all those roles. So once you get bored of playing as a sniper, maybe 10 levels in, you're going to unlock the suppressor, or you'll unlock the assault. It's your choice. By the end of the game, you've unlocked all those roles, and if you go into PvP or PvP, you make the choice of who you want to play.
And the guys, the visuals in this stage are pretty amazing. If he looks up, there's like a little display.
All that bloom lighting.
Yeah, like that. Look at that display over there, the blue display. It's pretty amazing. A lot of details. Major upgrade from last year, guys.
So you still plan to do PC, PS3?
Yeah, we've actually got, if you hit tab, Tramel, after you're done owning these guys, we've got a couple of guys in Seattle are playing on the PS3 right now.
Oh, really?
So there's no reason technically we can't do it. Ultimately, it comes down to whether or not we want to do it balance-wise. So
You haven't decided yet?
we're going to make that decision once we get the tuning exactly where we want it.
Because there could be an advantage of playing with a keyboard.
Exactly.
Mouse.
Well, or there's an advantage with the PS3 if we do enough target assist, right? So it goes both ways.
Because last year, like, they were pretty well, I don't know.
Right.
You know?
No, technically we can do it. It's more of do we want to.
Yeah,
Because to let you know, the only last time I remember offhand, the Sega Dreamcast had that quick arena where it would actually allow the two.
I think that's right, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a great feature. Unfortunately, not too many companies are doing it. But this game, man, I'll tell you, this is great.
Go ahead and show off the So another ability that really separates the recon is the tactical insertion. So he's going to hit F here, so he's going to pop up the flare, and he teleported right down to where that
Nice.
So he's able to hang back and snipe, and then when shit gets thick, he just warps right in and covers his teammates.
Very nice.
And that's kind of an example of one of the design philosophies that we've taken is that we want to give you this core shooting experience that feels like a shooter, and then every few levels we want to unlock an ability that fundamentally changes the game. I mean, being able to fly all the way across the battlefield or see enemies through walls, those are game changers. And that's across all the roles we want to do that. On top of that, it's not just you're going to unlock those 8 or 12 abilities. Each one of those is also itemized too. So if Trammell right now he's playing pretty aggro, he could go out and do a couple of missions to get a wall hack or oracle that's more short range that lasts longer, right? So he's not concerned about enemies at long range because he doesn't snipe, right? So you as a player make the decision of what's right for you, what's right for your playstyle.
Looks like it's taking the best of Splinter Cell and Call of Duty and putting it in one package.
Yes. Very
Good stuff.
impressive.
That's a good quote. I'm going to use that.
All right. That'd be a first for me.
That's quite a compliment.
No, you guys have really done a lot of work to this title.
Yeah, I mean, last time it was like all guild driven and taking missions from NPCs and stuff. This is a lot more action driven, which I think is a lot better.
We'll still have you taking missions from
yeah,
NPCs, but it's going to be a mission to go assassinate some guy.
Sure.
You know.
So it looks like you're going to have a balance between some player versus environment and player versus player content.
Because we're an MMO, really it's about what you as a player want, right? So some guys, they're just going to go on, they're going to play against AI, they're not going to meet anybody, and they're not going to care, right? Whereas me, I'm going to get all my buddies together, we're going to log on at 8, we're going to go on missions together, we're going to have a good time, we're going to yell over voice chat and talk shit, right? And then there's going to be other guys that are hardcore about PvP, and that's all they do. We do have an in-game for PvP, so this is actually PvP anytime. There's also an in-game which is much more hardcore and caters.
I really love those discharge animations. It's really realistic.
Oh yeah.
And even the gun models are really sick looking.
So ultimately, it's what you want to do as a player. We also have a number of activities to do in the public space, Intel, Alias. Some players may do that just full time.
Yeah, this is looks like a wholly.
Do we have a solid release date for this? Or it's still projected?
We've been saying it's going to be released when it's ready. We won't release a quality title.
The whole Miyamoto philosophy. The late game will eventually be good.
But from what we saw today, guys, it looks really nice. I mean, I can't wait for it myself. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
I've never been into like the MMO scene, but this could actually bring me in.
I think the MMO market's actually evolving. It used to be your traditional